Welcome to the Gnomeregan dungeon guide for both Horde and Alliance. Although it's Warcraft's most hated dungeon, I'd recommend for everyone to do this dungeon at least once. Once you know what you're doing, this dungeon should only take you tops an hour and a half. This dungeon also has incredible loot you can take far into your 40s, as well as items you can keep around for future utility. On top of all this, Gnomeregan is every engineer's wet dream as it drops tons of recipes and materials. The ideal level range is 29 to 32, but you can enter as early as level 19. Horde players should not be intimidated by the run, as you can teleport straight to the dungeon and back from Booty Bay. I'd recommend classes with good AoE here, especially mages to utilize for their CC. Past that, this dungeon was way easier than I remembered, and my alliance group had no trouble formatting it. As Horde, we start off in Orgrimmar at the engineering trainers. Nog offers our first quest, Rig Wars. Accepting this allows us to pick up Chief Engineer Scooty from Sovik. This is the quest that gives us the transponder to teleport to Gnomer. Rig Wars is shareable, and you must be level 25 to pick it up. To complete Rig Wars, we need to collect a blueprint from the last boss of Gnomer, then collect another blueprint from the north corner of his chamber. To complete Chief Engineer Scooty, we take the boat and ratchet to Booty Bay, then head to Scooty in the far end of the dock. Upon completion, Scooty gives us Gnomer-gooooone. This quest gives you the transponder after waiting for Scooty to do an emote. Horde can pick up 2 more neutral quests, which I'll discuss later in the video. Alliance have quite a few quests in Gnomer. We start off in Stormwind. In the Dwarven district, we find Shoni the Silent, who gives us Gyrodrillmatic Excavationators, which requires 24 robotic guts from any mob in Gnomer. You'll have needed to complete an underground assault from Dead Mines, which I covered in a previous video. Due to this reason, this quest is unshareable. You can grab this quest at level 20. We then head to Ironforge. In Tinkertown, we can pick up essential artifacts from Clockmort, which requires us to collect 12 of these giant boxes. This quest requires level 24 and is shareable. From Castpipe, we can pick up Data Rescue. This quest is a bit complex, so I'll explain it now so you can decide if you actually want to do it. This quest requires the Prismatic Punch card, but we need to start off with the White Punch card, which drops from any mob in the entrance area at a 5% rate. We convert our White Punch card to yellow by using the machine at the opposite end of the dungeon entrance. Once we enter, in the dormitory, past the clean room, we turn our yellow card to blue. On the Executioner 6000's platform, we turn our card to red. And finally, below the chambers of the Crowd Pummeler 6000s, we find the final machine, which gives us our prismatic card. This quest requires level 25 and is shareable. Back in Ironforge, we can pick up Save Techbot's Brain from Overspark, which requires Techbot's memory core. Techbot is found near our first punch card machine just outside of the dungeon entrance portal. This quest requires level 20 and is shareable. From Mechatork, we can pick up the Grand Betrayal, which just requires us to kill the last boss, Mechgineer Thermoplug. This quest requires level 25 and is shareable. Our final Alliance quest can be started at level 20 from Ozzy Togglevolt in Keranos. He gives us the quest Gnogaine, which requires us to use a file on any irradiated trog near the dungeon entrance. Once completed, we can return and get the Only Cures More Green Glow, which requires us to use our new file on any irradiated slime within the dungeon. Our first neutral quest is an escort found within Gnomer. In the dormitories held up in one of the bedrooms, we find Kernobee. This escort is fairly easy as Kernobee just follows you, so you can run straight to the dungeon entrance. This quest is turned into Scotty and Booty Bay for both factions. Our final quest starts from a Grime-Encrusted ring looted off any of the dwarves inside the dungeon. You can accept the quest to clean it at level 24. To clean it, head to the Sparklematics in the clean zone. Here at level 28, you will get the follow-up quest, Return of the Ring, which sends us to Talvish in the far north corner of Ironforge as Alliance, and Nog as Horde. For 1 moss agate, 1 silver bar, and 60 silver, you can upgrade this ring and make it into a blue quality item. Now, onto our bosses. Technically the first boss is Grubbus, but many groups choose not to do him as he's simply not worth it, so evaluate with your group if you want to do it, as he only has a 10% chance to drop some mail gloves. To summon him, we speak to Blastmaster Emmy Shortfuse down the first tunnel. Once she starts to bomb the second tunnel, Grubus and his pet will spawn. They don't have any real mechanics, they just hit hard and there's 2 of them. Once dead, you can also collect the fireworks that are against the wall. So I guess that's what makes up for him not dropping any loot. Our next boss is the Viscous Fallout. This boss is incredibly easy as he has no mechanics and doesn't hit too hard. The only thing you have to worry about is the patrolling mobs in the pit he's in. He does drop some incredibly useful items though, such as the Hydrocane, which allows you to breathe underwater. On the center platform of the next chamber, we find our third boss, the Electrocutioner 6000. Aside from a fairly weak lightning volley, this boss is also fairly trivial. He drops a pretty cool sword and also the workshop key, which opens the back entrance in a Gnomer. The back entrance allows you to skip to the last 2 bosses. Our second to last boss is the Crowd Pummeler 960. Although he doesn't hit too hard, the CP960 can knock you off platforms to your demise. Everyone should have their backs to the wall during the encounter. The CP960 is the first boss you'll encounter if you enter through the back entrance. Also, yes, that weapon does increase your attack speed by 50% at any level, and you can swap it out for maximum effect. But past that, he doesn't really do anything, and he's another easy boss. On our way to the last boss, we can encounter the only rare in the dungeon, the Dark Iron Ambassador. He's fairly easy and just casts fireballs, and sometimes summons an elemental, but it's nothing to really worry about. Finally, we encounter the last boss, Mechgineer Thermoplug. The way you're supposed to do this boss is to tank him in the center of the room and have someone run and turn off the bomb makers he activates. But my group cheats and we pull him to the far wall to avoid the summoned bombs. He hits pretty hard and does some knockbacks, but it's manageable. He drops a great shield and a great helmet for AoE pulling, even if you aren't an intellect and spirit user. Anyways, that was Gnomer, much easier and faster than you thought. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a great day.